I'm Nelly Gabriel and I am Managing Director for Formula Europa Institute in Brussels. I would like to have a couple of minutes of your time and present the first edition of the certificate program for European economic developers. The certificate program for European economic developers is a professional training. This is a program for building capacity how to manage the potential of your region. The economic growth and jobs are not a Christmas wish. They are a result of a smart management. I am addressing this message to members of national governments, especially in the south, members of regional and local governments, members of regional councils for development, regional development agencies and corporations, actors in the private sector willing to participate in large public-private partnerships, consultation companies, academia, actors in non-governmental sector, and individuals who would like to invest in their individual professional development. The certificate program for European economic developers is a program for professional training. The prospect trainees are professionals which have been already involved with local economic development affairs. To be able to become certified economic developers, they have to have a minimum of 3 years experience in the field. The program is a 4-month combined face-to-face training and online distance learning. And now the structure of the program. The first edition of the certificate program for European economic developers consists of 5 modules. It will start on March 4th, 2013 in Brussels with the module 1, which is a 1-week face-to-face training focused on the alphabet of the territorial development and the skills which the professional economic developers should possess. Model 1 will end with a conference focused on the most pressing issues which the European regions are facing today and which are in the sphere of the economic developers' professional interest and influence. At the end of this week, our students will have developed a new idea about the concept of local development in general. Equipped with this new level of knowledge, they will get back to their home regions and in the next 7 weeks will participate in Model 2, which is online guided self-preparation. During these 7 weeks, which are basically Model 2 of the certificate program, they will be in a constant contact with Formula Europa Institute Help Desk and will be guided by our online support team in developing their region case study. 2 weeks before the end of Model 2, they will be required to send their home region case study to Formula Europa Institute support team. The regional case studies will be sent to the visiting instructors who will deliver the training in Model 3 for the review and evaluation. Model 3 starts on May 6th, 2013 and is the 2nd week face-to-face training in Brussels. This model is based on the regional case studies developed by our students during Model 2 and is much more practical oriented. The discussions and the consultations of these 30 regional case studies will be the best platform for our students to develop a new professional understanding about the regional development as a concept, and also they will be able to answer during this model many of their questions linked to their specific region development. At the end of this week, they will be given the chance to participate in certification exam, which will be a written and oral. The trainees successfully passed the certification exam will receive their certificate, which is a European Professional Passport for Economic Developer, registered by the European Organization for Quality and recognized as a certificate for personnel qualification in the European Union. The certification exam is basically the Model 4 of the certificate program. Model 5 in the program is also covering 7 weeks, which will be following up the certification exam when the newly certified economic developers will return to their home regions and motivated by their new vision about how the things can be improved in the region. We believe they will face in these 7 weeks the wall of the status quo. This is possibly the most unique and most innovative component of the certificate program for European economic developers. With Model 5, called Online Guided Consultation, we basically want to start the real lobbying process for changing the status quo in the European regions, which suffer significant setback in their economic development. Working in a close collaboration with the newly certified economic developers, we would like to help them to fulfill their mission of agents of change, which will allow the region to absorb the benefit of the investment done for certification of their first professional economic developer. We have planned this model based on a profound research in the last 5 years in our so-called live diagnostic laboratories, where we have studied the process of decision-making in advanced and in underdeveloped European regions. We have isolated 13 issues typical for European lagging regions, mostly in South and in Southeast European regions. For being able to address these issues, we will need a live link between Brussels and the regions subject of intervention. The first generation of certified European economic developers will be the professionals who will play the role of this link during the 7 weeks following up their certification. Later on, by becoming a full members of the European Economic Development Society, they will be the most credible advisors for building the European Economic Development Society's advisory positions and recommendations concerning a further European policy making in the field of local economic development on each level. And now I would like to answer some questions which we have been confronted with. One of the questions which we have been confronted was, we have economists. We think we are okay with this. Okay, you have people who are graduated as general economists, but would you feel secure allowing your general doctor to do a heart bypass for your parent, or to lead the delivery of your child? If you rely on a general economist to manage the development of your local economy, it means your local development is on autopilot state. Similarly to the need of specialization for medical doctors in order to become specialists in particular field like cardiology, skin, eye, the general economists need additional highly specialized training in order to become economic developers. And this training is not the type of here and there seminars which you are sending your economists to. Participating in a training delivered by local experts, reproducing basically the status quo of the knowledge, which has already proved not leading to a progress in your regional development. We like the program, but we don't have 2,700 euro for participating in the program. Well, the globalization is something you cannot control, neither you can stop this process. What you can control, though, is your reaction to the globalization. And this reaction will determine your role in the process of globalization. You can take the advantage of the globalization, you can play a donor to the globalizing parties. This is not a predetermined situation. This is a choice, which role you will choose to play. And you make this choice for your community by developing your territory and turning it in a well-developed region, or leaving your region on the mercy of investors attracted mainly by cheap labor. The ground for this choice is the knowledge, how to develop your local economy. You should find a way to invest and to inject this life-saving knowledge in your blood system. We don't need certified economic developers. We are too small. Well, if you are a small village, but you have a large amount of land belonging to your village, then you are not small. You probably feel small, which is a different thing. If you have a land, it means that you have a territory and you have to develop this territory. However, the territorial development is an art. You should know how to do this. Send the person responsible for managing this process to Brussels. Once becoming your certified economic developer, this person will start acting as an architect for your regional economy. She or he will automatically become a member of the European Economic Development Society, the knowledge hub for professionals involved with local development affairs in Europe and around the world. Being a member of this society, your economic developer will keep your municipality up to date about the newest governance technologies in economic development. Other very important question was what actually the economic developer is doing. Answering this question in the possibly simplest way, I can tell the economic developer is the professional in your team who should know how to recognize, integrate, and mobilize the potential of your region. If you belong to a region with strong confrontation between political fractions and also experiencing some pressure by special interests, you are maybe ready now to lose your motivation because you are made to believe that nothing can change the status quo. If there is not political consensus, if there is always special interests acting under the table, then no economic developer can help. Well, if this is the case, we talk about corruption. However, we have to bear in mind that the best soil for corruption is an environment where opportunities are blended with lack of knowledge, how to put these opportunities working for the society. The private capital has only one purpose, and this purpose is a reproduction. If chances for healthy reproduction of the private capital are not provided, the private capital finds a niche to reproduce the way the cancer cells are reproducing. Think about this. The price of the money which governments in Europe are buying now at the capital markets is quite high. If you are a member of a local government, it strongly affects your development plans, because buying more expensive money at the capital markets, your central government will decrease the funds directed to your region. That is called austerity measures. But you need these funds for your important infrastructural projects. How to fill up this gap in your funding sources? The private capital and the actors in the private sector are your exit strategy. And you will need more and more to develop capacity how to mobilize the private capital in your region for developing, for example, your large infrastructural projects. From expert point of view, the key for modern development is the administrative capacity to plan the development and to secure the funding for delivering the plan. This is a complex social engineering which needs a special knowledge. The economic developers are the professionals who are holding this knowledge and serve as a guarantee that your regional development system is efficient. Besides this knowledge, the professional economic developer should know how to build consensus, how to lead the idea management process, how to induce policy-making process in the region linked to supporting the local business, attracting new businesses to the region, securing access to financing, workforce development, balancing the demand and the supply of skilled workers in your region. I am getting back to the point which I started with. The certificate program for economic developers is a program for building capacity how to manage the potential of your region. And now, how you can register. You have to go to www.eeds.eu. It will bring you to the first page of the website of the European Economic Development Society. You click on Center for Professional Excellence, and you will have open a window with certificate programs options. You click on certificate programs, and you have two certificate programs open. Certificate program for economic developers and for local government quality management system developers. You click on the certificate program for economic developers. And here you have information about the background of the program, why this program is important for you, the content of the program, the admission, the schedule, and registration. If you would like to register, you click on registration and you are sent to a page with information about the price of the program and all these elements which you would like to know more about concerning the financial part. If you are convinced to be registered, you simply click on registration form and you start filling up the registration form. You have to print, scan, and email this registration form before December 1st, 2012 to email address formulaeu@aol.com. In the registration form, you have to put information about sending organization or company name, and you also have to put information about the sponsoring organization if you are third-party paid trainee. It means that the organizers of the program are giving you a chance to receive a sponsorship support from a third party, or your organization eventually receives third-party support. Then you have to fill up your name, address, city, state, postal code, country, your phone, including country code, your email address, and website if it is applicable. The deadline for payments is December 15, 2012. The payments accepted are only bank transfers. Bear in mind that the working language is English. And if you need our assistance for accommodation, please click on one of these options. We need your signature, we need the date, and your registration form is complete and ready to be sent. Please make sure that you don't forget to add your CV and your motivation letter to the package which you are sending along with the registration form. Again, the deadline for registration is December 1st, 2012, and the deadline for making the payment is December 15, 2012. Please have in mind that the number of seats for this edition is limited. Only 25 trainees for the whole European Union territory will be able to participate in the first edition of the certificate program for European economic developers. Thank you for your attention. I strongly hope we succeeded to provide you with all information you need in order to make your decision. We're looking forward to seeing you in Brussels.